Hi guys, Justin here from Hero Forge Games. Today I'm going to do a quick unboxing of the final Game Crafter version of The Road to Ruin, which I have here, which just arrived today. So let's have a look. So in this case, here's the game, still wrapped in plastic, so it comes shrink wrapped from the Game Crafter. The Road to Ruin is my cooperative and solo game, and basically we have 1 to 4 players, 13 plus, and 30-minute playtime. It's got the components list on the back and a bit about the game itself. So let's open up and have a look at the actual components. I'm not going to bother tearing that, I'm going to cut it. So I think I mentioned in the last video that this is very, the wrapping is not that kind of stretchy one, it's very brittle. Like almost like a cellophane. Alright. The game itself, this is the Game Crafter version. So we have components, which is slightly different than the prototype version because I added the tokens in for the players. Cards, just move this back. Cards. So, looks like the Game Crafter is doing something different these days. And the rulebook. They're packaging the cards in the previous version of the game. They packaged the cards half and half into 2 different boxes. This one here, the final version, they've got more cards. They've basically stacking at the size of the box, so that fits in the box, and that leaves you a lot of room free for these other components, so that they can just sit on top without getting in the way. You could probably even fit in here the bigger size dice. As opposed to these, which are the smaller 12mm dice instead of, I think, the 16mm dice might even fit, but we're not going to bother with that because this one fits and I don't want to mess around with it anymore. The other big difference between this and the previous version, because this is the final version, it has all of the final artwork on it. So these ones here, so this is going to be a mixture of different cards. So zombie, location, there's a farmhouse, zombie, mall, zombie. This is one of the, so this is the marker card, and then it has the game components on the back. Fuel, grenade, body armor, backpack, and the cards are really nice and kind of thick in this case. Got the logo on the back. Over here, hopefully I'm still in view here. Move this over. So we've got threats, locations, wounds, items, weapons, and markers. And they're all differentiated with the color on each of the different sorts of cards here. So let's get these ones out as well. And more locations. Ooh, and survivors. So we have 5 survivors, 4 of the wound cards, 25 locations, 25 of the threats. Oops. And each of the locations has unique artwork on them, so there's no duplicates here. There are 5 types of zombies, zombie hordes among the zombies there. This is the other marker, which is the front cover, the same as the game cover. It has the different details about the game on it, but it's also the other marker card. We have all of the items and gear, medical items, all of the weapons, ammo. Over here, barricades, river, hazard location, highway, barracks, junkyard, another survivor, bunker. So let's just get these all sorted. That's a lot of zombies. Items. So first thing to do if you get when you get the game is simply to sort the cards into these decks. Once you've got them all in their decks, then it makes it much easier when you get to play. Alright. So just having a quick look here. It's the 25 months threat cards. The zombies go from threat 11 here down to 7, so the 10. So as they go through, they kind of ramp up in intensity. 10, 9, where's my 8? There we go. So the zombies ramp up from being kind of useless and far away to being close and then being all around you. You're kind of totally surrounded by a horde of zombies. Here we have the 4 wound cards, which have 1 wound on one side and then they're double-sided, so you can flip them over in your hand. If your survivor is wounded, you get 2 wounds on the other side. They're pretty straightforward. The 5 different survivors here. So there's Andy, Adele. Adele moves diagonally. Andy is he just gets 1 reroll when he uses a melee weapon. Sky is a sharpshooter. She gets 1 extra reroll when she uses an ammo with a ranged weapon. Vern is his attack total is always just +1, so he's always better at attacking. And Steve-O here has 1 extra health. So that's all of those guys. And the items here. So the items, there are 3 different types of items in here. There are these supply items, which are usually the ones that you use for the goals for each of the scenarios. There are normal items, which just have item instead of supply item. There's gear, which is stuff that you equip onto your survivor. So a survivor can have 1 piece of gear and 1 weapon equipped. And then there are these medical items, which are like bandages or first aid kits. These are the weapon cards. So there's a bunch of different types of weapons in here. There are firearms and there are melee weapons. So melee weapons you equip onto your survivor and then they just they attack with that weapon. Ranged weapons here need ammo. So either cartridges or bolts here. So there are a couple of types. There's boxes of cartridges and then just cartridges cards. And then there's bolts which are specifically for the crossbow in here. Somewhere there's a crossbow or 2, there's a crossbow, and there's all of the different firearms use the same sort of ammo, so they're generic for the firearms. And last but not least, there is the instructions. So the instruction booklet here has in the back different scenarios. So there are 4 different scenarios, and then the rest of it is a bunch of instructions for setting up the game, and you know how to play the game, information about your survivors, your actions you can do on your turns, etc, etc. So there you have it. That was a quick unboxing and tour of the Road to Ruin. There's another video linked below which shows the setup and how to play the game. Thank you for watching.